Hi there, and welcome back to Best of Both Worlds. And we are continuing on this quilt, this calendar quilt with Paula Everill, and she's been showing us some wonderful things. Today we will be doing simple fill
A simple fill and circular array with a border corner.
That just sounds like lots of fun. So let's do it.
Okay. Linda, let's go ahead and you can build the boundary on this, and then we'll go over to the computer screen and place the pattern and fill it. So go ahead and click the boundary.
I do there.
You're gonna, yeah.
And click. This looks pretty straight. Stop.
Okay.
All right.
Now you can see the boundary on the screen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this pattern and we're going to fit it how we want it to look in that boundary. We're going to go ahead and go pattern to boundary.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see how well it fit in there. But the reason I'm going to fill it is just because I can take this and we can actually put it right into those corners. Okay?
All right.
So I'm going to go F12, and really I use F12 for my final fitting of anything, and because the pattern went in there so well, we can just take these and just fit them right inside the corner. And I want it to just fit right inside there. Okay? And you can see I want these sides to all touch. And you can see that one moved off a little bit. So, oh, this will move too. The more you play, the more it moves. So we're going to just go ahead and get it in there the best we can. So now, here comes our magic little button. I love this button. So you've got two fills. This one is fill inside, and that is what we're going to do, is fill inside the boundary. Your other sunshine with a cloud is fill outside, but we want inside this boundary. So we're going to go ahead and go click, and the computer's thinking, and you can see that it was thinking down there. So when you use that fill, it actually does a little sew line wherever it would have gone outside of that boundary.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of awesome. So let's go ahead and start this quilting and see how it's going to quilt out. And even if the block is not as straight, it's filling the
Still
block.
filling. Okay.
So let's go ahead and quilt it. And it won't take very long for this little pattern to quilt out. And you can see how it just stays right inside.
Beautiful.
And this is one of your patterns, by the way.
I know this is it's a classic. It's a pumpkin seed, and there's so many variations of it that you can do. I love putting it in borders too, and sashings.
And I thought it built this block really cute.
It is. You know, you'd have to mark all of this if you did this freehand, because it's just too perfect. It's awesome.
And you get this perfect little pumpkin seed pattern in there.
You do. It's awesome. Okay, so now we have another area that we're going to find the boundary.
Yes.
Okay, so we can do that. This one is a little different, isn't it?
This is a different little area.
I love those sounds because then I know really what I'm doing.
Well, and you know that it's clicking right where you want it to click.
Boy, I think once you get this down, it goes really fast.
It does.
Where did I start?
Do the middle right there and stop.
Okay.
All right, so in this block, we kind of had to look at this block to see how we're going to fit a pattern in there,
Yeah,
didn't
it's
we?
really strange. It's not a square. It's got kind of wings on it.
Yes.
And so,
So when I looked at this, it's a nail corner. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our machine head right in the middle of that block so that we know exactly where the corner of that block is.
okay.
And we can see that with our crosshairs. So we're going to go over to the computer again. And I am going to grab this little pattern by Nancy Hackey. It's called CW 6x6 Corner. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to go repeat pattern so that we can get a pattern on the screen. And say OK, and you can see right where it is. Now if I was to change this to my upper left corner, look where it went. Okay?
Awesome. It's in the L.
It is in that L. So now all I got to do is take this pattern and I'm going to go with F9. That is my edge pull handlebars. And I'm going to just drag it out so it fits right inside of there. Okay? And it looks pretty darn good.
I like it.
So
Cute
now
pattern.
I need to get those other patterns right here. Okay? Right here, we're going to just have this pattern selected, and if you look over here, this little sunflower on the side is circular array.
Okay.
And if I go circular array, it'll actually turn my mouse into this little cross hair, and I'm going to click right there in that corner.
Right in the center.
Right in the center.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Stop.
And it fits
That's so cute.
perfectly.
Yes.
Okay. Then we can make any adjustments. Like I think that one needs to be adjusted just a little bit because it's outside of my border or my boundary. And I'm going to just grab that and pull it in just ever so slightly so it's stitching out right there. And we're going to look at the rest of these. Maybe that one needs to come in just a little bit more.
That is like magic.
It
Seriously.
is. It is like magic. I love circular array.
It's
And
just-
especially with that little corner.
Yes. And that just looks so beautiful in there.
And so now we're going to stitch it out.
Those flowers really went with the floral pattern in the
did.
fabrics.
Yep.
Yeah, very cute pattern, and especially with 4 of them.
Yes.
It made a whole different pattern.
It just made a beautiful
Just
little
really-
centerpiece in there.
Yes, I love it. Well, that just did the trick, didn't it?
That did. I love
Absolutely
this
gorgeous.
pattern.
Started and ended in the same place. And
Yeah.
that was really a trick. Thank you for
Yes, it
showing us
was.
that. Thank you very much. So the only thing we have left on this to show our viewers is what you picked out and did in the star area.
And it's actually a point-to-point pattern.
That's cool.
And
We
they're
wanna see that.
fabulous
Yeah.
because they make custom quilting go so much faster.
Okay, we're ready to see that. I'll go ahead and roll the quilt up.
Okay.
Okay, now we're doing the star.
We are going to
And
do this
This is
star.
going to be special, I know.
It is. I have another Nancy Hackey pattern.
Okay,
Okay. And I'm just going to, it's called Plain and Fancy.
all right.
And it actually is a mirrored pattern. So we're going to do some concatenation.
Well, that sounds really fun.
What it does is take your patterns, and if you've got 2 patterns, it goes 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay,
So it's going to go in there properly. Okay?
all right.
So we're going to just go ahead and mode over to our point-to-point. It's the little red and yellow bullseye up on the very top of the toolbar. And we're going to select it. And I have both of the patterns selected on the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do you do that? Do you just...
You hold your control button down and select your second pattern.
Okay.
Okay,
That
so you'll
sounds
select
easy.
your first one, hold control, and
Hit
select
the
your
second
second
one. Okay.
So we're going to just go ahead and start clicking on our corners because that's where we want it to start and stop and start the next one. So we're going to just go ahead and go click, and you'll hear that cute little machine sound. And it just, these point-to-point patterns make our quilting go so much faster because it's all connected. But when I get up to this corner, I'm going to have to push the stop button.
Okay.
And then I can keep going because I'm going to come over to this next star because I couldn't go any farther the way I was
With
clicking.
what it was doing.
Yes.
And we already had our boundary. We clicked our boundary
Yes, we
in.
did click out a boundary so that I could see that it was going in properly. And so I'm going to just keep clicking as far as I can. So it's going to keep going. So really you can do a quarter of this star at a time.
That would be cool. And you could have come over.
And I could
if
have
we had
kept
done
going
that,
had I not
just
already
done
quilted
it all
that.
together. So
So now I need to get back out of my point-to-point pattern icon. So I'm going to hit my shift button, which is the top left corner, and do my exit.
hold it down and exit. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now
Just
if you
have to
look
sew
at the
that.
screen, we're going to sew it out.
That was, again, magic.
It's magic. I love this. It's all
This is
about
great.
magic. So we're going to mode over to our sew button, and we're going to go ahead and let it start sewing.
And we have changed thread. This is the Fantastico, Superior Fantastico thread, which is
It
a little bit
is.
of a variegation of the purple and the blue, and it's really
a beautiful
in here.
thread. And you know what I like about that thread is that it's polyester and there is no lint.
Oh,
It
that's
is
nice.
beautiful.
Very nice.
And it is variegated.
And it's strong.
It is very strong.
It's just nice to watch this. And I like the loft in this too. What we're using for the batting is the 80-20, the Hobbs 80-20,
Yeah.
which is the most popular batting in America actually. And the 80-20 blend.
Yes,
Really
it is a
does
pretty
sew well.
bat. And it washes up great.
I know. Looks like an heirloom.
Yes,
When you get to-
yes,
Well, that turned out to be a perfect design for this star.
yes.
Absolutely perfect.
It didn't take away and it was easy to
Yeah.
put in there. And
Yeah. And it softened the
complemented.
points a little bit and just added interest.
Yep. This blue thread is pretty on the purple and the pink.
Yeah, every color it goes on is a different
It does. It
situation.
just,
It goes really well.
yeah. Well, it's about done with these little star points.
I know, they went so fast. It's just awesome. And right over to there. That just fits so perfect.
It did.
Paula also brought me this little magnet to stick on the end, and I was going to get some of those stick-on things, but boy, that just works, and you can move it if you need to. So that's an awesome thing. Paula, we're going to finish this quilt, and I've just enjoyed every minute of
It's
your
been
visit
so fun.
and showing me all of these things and showing all of our viewers how exciting this can be, this magic. So we hope that you'll come back sometime.
I would love to.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to be here next time. For products, patterns, and retreats, visit lindavtaylor.com.